Out with the new, in with the old. Hello, my name is Desiree, or avocado_circles, and welcome. Today, we're doing a sketchbook tour of my old one. I have my old sketchbook. I started it December 21st of last year. Yes, I did have to look, but I've been dating every single one of my drawings, so we get a very obvious, timeline of, how I've improved over the past year. I gotta start with thank you for 100 subscribers. It's actually a little bit more than 100 now, which is crazy. When I first started, uploading my silly little videos, I was convinced that I wasn't going to get more than, 50. I remember screenshotting when I got 60, because I was like, oh my god! I'm making it! I'm a big-time YouTuber now! So, thank you guys for your, support of, my stuff and what I'm doing with my silly little characters. Anyway, I'm gonna get into this. I haven't looked at this since I've finished it, and there are guaranteed things I'm going to have to cover up. But, let's look at this first page. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I gotta show off the cover. This is, I mentioned in my last video, but this is, the first cover that I, intentionally put stuff on. A lot of just fun stuff, and at the time of having this sketchbook, I bought Breath of the Wild stickers, which is a very nice game. I like that game. We're not here for Breath of the Wild, we're here for my art, I say as I flip to more Breath of the Wild stickers. Anyway, my first page, I don't remember who this is. I wanted to practice drawing with this pen, Papermate Flare Medium. I don't know. It didn't work like I wanted it to, so I never used it again. I have my character Riser. He is my strongest character. I love him. I'm actually quite, impressed with myself. I don't usually draw bigger bodies like this, so I feel like these hold up, other than, being smudged really bad. Oh, wow. This page, I have my character Kage and Casey hugging a little penguin plush. At the time, we would joke about, giving our characters things that they just don't need. So I drew Casey holding a penguin because it's so cute. And I don't know who any of these people are, but I do know that this is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle OC. Oh my god, I don't remember his name. Shift. This is Shift. He is such a goober. And I don't use him very much. And he falls in love with Donatello, because 2012 Donnie deserved better than April. I don't care what anybody says. But I was trying to do, the silly face that cats do when they smell a horrible or very interesting smell. I like that one a lot. But yeah, he was supposed to be, somewhat tragic. He went to high school with Casey and April and was friends with them pretty well, so by the time he shows back up in their lives, they're like, who are you? And he's like, oh, you know me, I promise. They changed a little, but yeah. Ugh, smudge. Can you guys even see it past all the graphite? Ooh, it's Yolanda and Cain. I love Yolanda. Maybe I should have a Yolanda counter. So genuinely. I need to know. I'll use my favorite stinky notes here. My green ones that I stole from my job. Ooh. Anyway. Is this a direct idea from Pricadian? Yeah. Uh-huh, yeah, it is. And I'm not even ashamed to admit it. Anyway, I've got Yolanda and Cain. I feel like I was in a craze of trying to create characters, but never using them. But on this page, I do have a couple of characters that I recognize. I have my character Locke and my fiance's character Rifle. They fall in love Locke and Rifle are kind of like, have turned into rather throwaway characters, unfortunately. Their whole plotline was like, Rifle has this like admirer that he's only friends with, and she's trying to get with him and has been trying to get with him for like years. But Rifle ultimately falls in love with Locke, and this girl's like, I hate him. You're stealing my man. And they were never dating. There was no stealing to be had. We ended up throwing it away because it didn't fit into our universe that we wanted it to. But they will show up in Nobody's Tomorrow. But that's about all I can say about that without like huge spoilers. So. On this page I was trying to design a bookmark. Here it is. It's based off of my favorite artwork I've ever done, which I'm going to put on the screen. And I did not do the back because I peeped the notebook paper. I thought I was going to make a more final version of it. If I had a laminator, it would be laminated. And if I had a printer, this would be my printed artwork. But, you know, this one specifically was supposed to be based off of the book that I was reading, but some of these are, like, honestly cool anyway. A bookmark with, like, a chair and a whole bunch of, like, a line things, a hallway. That's cool. I need to revisit this. I feel like this is not going to be a very interesting video, but we do have 3 more drawings of Yolanda. So, I've talked about Yolanda before. I literally love her. I love her to death. We've got Cain, too. On this particular page, I was trying to redesign her a little bit, but it never works because I always go back to her old design. But I was trying to redesign her and reimagine her into like more sneaky creatures and like figure out what kind of shape language I wanted for her, and then I never go with it because I can't stick to anything. But after that I decided to just create a new character instead. His name is Bezel. I love him so much. He is legally blind. He's a very like good fighter. He's in charge of finances at a facility that I'm not going to mention. And then we've got my beautiful woman, Jade. I love her too. I feel like I shouldn't, but I do. I love her so much. Ooh. I didn't realize I made Elizabeth in March of this year. She's become so important to mine and my fiance's story that, like, it's borderline shocking that she hasn't been made sooner. But yeah, all of this was my design process for trying to make her. I had a very specific image in my head of a strong but like solemn looking lady, which is how I ended up here. And my fiance also had a character idea, and ooh, she's so fun. I love her. Her name's Ari. Ari and Elizabeth have known each other since Ari was a little girl. And they're both unhinged in like a cute way, you know? And then I have my character Isla! I have Isla! Isla's my cutie patootie pop. She's my girly pop. I love her so much. And then she stood next to her girlfriend. I have them interacting with Ari because I love to make characters just interact with each other even if it doesn't like really make any sense. I have so many characters that you guys probably don't like, you guys literally don't know about, but I have Auburn and Noah. I drew Noah in my Halloween video that absolutely flopped, but I do talk about him in there, and his teammate G, and I have another character. I have so many characters. Is Samira interacting with Elizabeth. I have Ari again down here. Whenever I have a new character, I draw them like 80 bajillion million times. And this was a drawing of me if I were in their universe. And wait, I almost didn't clock that. That's Yolanda. It is, I just didn't finish the sketch. And I also have Kyle. Kyle, I love Kyle. Anyway. Ooh, this one we've got Jade a couple times. Talking to Samira, using her cane. This guy I like never draw again, but he is essentially a fighting trainer. And we've got my fiance's character Grayson. I love him. Arrgh, I love him so much. I'd pinch his little cheeks if he'd allow it. And then I've got Samira, Jade, and Elizabeth again. And then I have a self-insert from TMNT 2012. Her name is Kage, which you might recognize from a couple pages ago. This Kage doesn't have brown hair, so don't be confused by that. But this Kage is the Kage of the past, just like all like grown up and moved to a different universe. So originally Kage was like my self-insert of who I wanted to be. There was a certain phase in my life where I would like dye my hair and straighten my hair all the time, and like I never really took selfies of it, but you know, I wanted like the cool pointy ears, and I wanted to look so swag and with my glasses and piercings and like cool fashion sense. Which thankfully I like myself pretty good now. But speaking of, there's a drawing of how I considered I looked, which is not too accurate. I need a lot more of a tumby, but how I kind of wanted to look, I guess, at the time. And then, right. So Kage, she actually, like, came from a character whose name was Rachel, which was essentially exactly the same, except she had heterochromia and cat ears and a cat tail, and that was like the difference. Wow. I'm so creative. Past Desiree was so creative. Speaking of past Desiree, I have a few of my old OCs that I like hardly ever even think about anymore. I'm sorry to my babies. But I have Jackson, Quinn, Michael, and Iris, which I'm pretty sure I've recycled Iris's design now, but they were all part of a different story entirely, different universe. If I ever get around to their universe, their story has completely changed, but essentially, Jackson is running a cafe, and like scientists have figured out a way to give humans that didn't have abilities. So, unfortunately, the way they did that accidentally turned people into literal monsters, but Jackson is like one of the only people that kept like seeing them as humans. On a different, like completely separate subplot, there was like a cult that was taking people in and like doing like borderline dangerous things, and Jackson wanted to like stop it. It doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't know how he came to this conclusion, because this was something I made while I was in like middle school, high school-ish era. One way or another, while researching and following this cult, the cult leader just straight up disappears. Like, gone forever. And people are so confused, because where did their god go? You know, like, he built himself up to be this grandiose figure, and he's just gone now. Where'd he go? You know? And they later find out that other people are kind of disappearing too, so it's like this scary what in the world happened type of story after a certain time frame. Yolanda! Twice. I love Yolanda. I've got Elizabeth, Isla, Samira, a different character named Aurelia, although that's not really what she looks like. Like it is, but it isn't, if that makes any sense. And then Ari and... oh my god, I know his name. What's your name, boy? What's your name? Oh my god. Rook. And then I should have had a Kage counter too, because like I think I'd like fill up the entire sticky note. But I'm not gonna go back, I'm just gonna focus on this Yolanda. But got Yolanda and Kage. Just a whole page of Yolanda and Kage, and that's it. I love this drawing. Anatomically correct? Not at all, but her little expression is so cute. She's so pretty, I love her. Oh, it's Felix! My character Felix. He is friends with Jackson now, but their past is tragic. I used to have an Instagram. I've deleted like everything, but I used to have an Instagram talking about like my characters, and I gave up because I'm a little butt fart, but He essentially like dated Jackson in middle school into high school, and they had like a tragic falling out. One day, I'll go in like a deep dive video about like my old characters and show off old art and redraw stuff, and it will be really fun. Then on this page, I know who these characters are, but I don't remember them, if that makes any sense. I gotta go on the Cursed Bird website. Hold on. I can't freaking remember the artist who makes these characters. Sasha SK. That's the one. And then up here I tried to draw Tess Holiday. I don't think it worked, and I don't think I did her any justice, but it's okay. Ooh! Self-insert page. I've got Kage wearing her glasses like she's supposed to, and then I've got my self-insert Kaito. Real ones know. Real ones already know about Kaito, but I was thinking about him back in March, bro. I was thinking about him back in March. And then on this page, I have my fiance's character, Carter. Kage, obviously. This, I don't remember who he was supposed to be, but this is another one of my fiance's characters. And Elizabeth again. I feel like this drawing right here, I could get this one framed, and I feel like I'd be so pleased. The way I drew the beard is crazy. I feel like I hate drawing beards. I hate it, but this time, this one looks really freaking good. You know, I can't show this page, like, at all. Alright, so this page, don't mind that I'm covering up the entirety of, the right side of the screen. This page is Kage's, work office. Very cool. I tried very hard to do, like, a drawing. Is that Yolanda right there? Oh my god. I'll have to mark her off in a second. And, like, several more Yolandas, because I have to cover it up. This page has a lot of spoilers, but I can tell you how many Yolandas are on the page. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 more lines to add. Okay. That one's a spoiler too, that's why it's covered up. But it is Yolanda. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this whole page was supposed to be Yolanda and Kage, and then we've got Elizabeth. Oh wait, no! That is Joel! I love Joel. Joel is my fiance's character. More Elizabeth. Samira, oh my god, that sketch is divine. Her eyes are too big, but she's beautiful. I love Samira so much. And then Samira talking to Aurelia. And then we've got Jade being a bit of a sourpuss again with her cane. I love her. She's so fun. I freaking love this sketch so much. I was so proud of it. I did it at work, I remember. I did this sketch at work, and I was so freaking proud of it. It looks so freaking good. Fiance's character, Xylus. My old-ass character, Alexander, from my old story. He's Jackson's dad. I believe this is Christine. She's a librarian. I love her. Jackson, Kage, and then a few Joels. And then I also did some eye practice because I wanted to, like, figure out how to differentiate my characters, like, a teeny tiny bit better. And then I also have Joel again. She's so pretty. Kaya. She doesn't look like Kaya in this sketch, to be honest. And I don't know why I drew her behind Jackson. That makes, like, no story sense whatsoever. But, oh, this drawing of Kage is so cute. Joel I have a hard time with. Sometimes I get her, like, exactly right. And then sometimes I just, like, can't, like, even fathom what her face actually looks like. But, like, here, this is supposed to be Joel, but, like, it doesn't look like Joel, you know? But regardless, we've got Carter again, a little new and improved self-insert version of me, and Sebastian, he's so silly-coated. He's such a little goober. Well, he's very tall, actually. He's like 7 feet tall. And there is a reason for it, but I can't talk about it, so. We also have Auburn. Auburn again. Auburn's my favorite. I don't act like it. Yolanda's my favorite, but, like, Auburn's my favorite, you know? But I don't have favorites. But, yeah. It's Samira again. I must have been in, like, a Samira kick at this point. And then this is my character Jaden. He has a tragic story too, which I think I can go into a little bit, but I will save that for another day. And this. I had a very ambitious... Can I stop bumping my camera setup? I had a very ambitious drawing idea. I wanted to have a couple characters standing down here at the bottom of the stairwell and have like surrounding characters like kind of trying to listen in, which you can see by how this one looks. I use transparent sticky notes, which are so cool, and I recommend it to like literally any artist. Transparent sticky notes changed my artistic life because it makes thumbnailing so easy. Anyway, I had this, like, I wanted it to be Kage and Yolanda. Who's shocked? Who's shocked? Because it should be nobody. And I wanted, like, people to be swaying on their conversation a little bit. But I dropped the idea because at the time I was like, oh, I'm an inadequate artist. I can't do anything. Everything sucks. And art is hard. And I hate art. And then the next day I drew a few more things. Whenever I feel like I'm in an artistic slump, I like to go and draw with pen. I don't know. I love drawing with pen. And, like, it kind of forces me to just, like, let loose and not hate my art because, oh, I'm drawing with pen. It's not going to look right. So I drew Auburn and Noah. And then I kind of focused on just drawing a lot of poses on this page. Obviously, I drew Ari in there because a couple of them were unhinged, and we know Ari's unhinged. And then I drew Riser and his wife. Oh my god, I love them. I forget how much I like. I need to draw Riser more often. I love Riser, and his wife is very pretty. I also designed a character that I also just, like, never freaking drew again. But he's supposed to be a receptionist at, Yolanda's facility. And obviously you've got Kage again. Ooh. I like these sketches. They were very nice and loose. I feel like I have a better understanding of how faces look now than I used to, but I feel like my art holds up. I don't know. I guess these were just from like a few months ago, so it makes sense. Here I have a revamped version of Rachel. I was trying to decide how her behavior is, or like how she like mutates and stuff, and I decided that she just basically is a human with cat ears and a cat tail. But the reason she looks like that is because her mutation happened after she interacted with Shift. So she remained mostly human with like little cat aspects, whereas Shift is a lot more like anthro, I guess. And we have Kage going on a little jog. And then we have Cain. His design is so cool. I love Cain. He's such a little diva. He doesn't even know it. He would give me a crazy look for calling him a diva. We also have Casey and Grayson. And then Ozzy and Falcon. They're so stinking cute. Ozzy, uncharacteristically short here. He is like on his knees here. Falcon's holding a little sandwich. And after Ozzy freaking begs for it, she gives it to him. Yeah, it's so cute. I need to take a shit. Okay, I took a massive dookie and now I'm back. I already talked about this page. Oh, it's Virgil. She's cool. She's an inventor. And then, like, this guy. I never gave him a face or a name, but he bothers her. Rest assured. And then, I love these. I love these. It's Joel, Casey, and Casey? This is not Casey. Joel, Kage, and Casey. Oops. Wearing very cool outfits. I don't usually, like, experiment with outfits too much. And rest assured, I never drew them in these again. This is the first and last time they ever wore these, but it's really pretty. And then Kaya, Kage, Jackson, and then Ninja Turtles. Donnie in my Ninja Turtle universe had his arm severed by the Shredder. So that's fun. I like how I do that body. Hello? Anyway. It was my birthday on this day! We went to Earthling Coffee, which is actually like really yummies. And then I drew Casey and Grayson, Kage and Auburn, and then a whole bunch of Rachel and Tiger Claw and Shift. Do you see how I drew Tiger Claw here? Are we all seeing the same thing? The way I drew Tiger Claw here goes absolutely insane. He looks so freaking good right there. And then we got Casey and Grayson again, but this time they're actually acting how they're supposed to. But on May 8th, it was Grayson's birthday. Everybody in the comments, if you're still watching, say happy birthday, Grayson. He really needs the encouragement to keep being an evil little shit. So on this page, I designed a self-insert of sorts for, like, me in my story. This is Esme. She's basically if she were me, but, like, completely different, because as soon as I gave her, like, a design, she, like, completely strayed away from actually being me. And then I have Yolanda again. Oh my god, who's shocked? It should be nobody. Followed, or preceding my favoriteest page in the whole sketchbook. This is so cool. I used a ballpoint pen and that's it. And I just drew. From here down is all Pinterest. But this one was straight from my dome. The trees, the fence, this was my dome. And like the random house that doesn't make perspective sense. Like, I don't know, this whole page is just so freaking cool. Moving right along, I develop Esme a little bit more and design her, her boyfriend. His name's Kieran, and then I have them next to Yolanda because of course. And then Esme talking to Auburn. I like that little teeny tiny sketch. I tend to like my teeny tiny sketches better where I can't like actually see what I'm doing. And a little bit of Joel. I hate how her face looks. Actually, ignore that. We're moving on. More Yolanda. Oh! We have a character. She works for Yolanda too. Her name's Ingrid, and I only have her face down because drawing old people sucks. I love old people, but woof, that was really hard to draw. And then I have a covered up fun drawing. The most context you're gonna get is good morning. And then I have Noah, Kage, Elizabeth, Bezel, and 4 Yolandas. Goodness. I drew Yolanda in a suit at work. It's so good. I like never ever wear her or draw her wearing anything except her like normal outfit. So that's like an uncommon occurrence for like what I'm going for. Then I have Grayson, Silas, Casey and Grayson, and more Casey. I had to cover this one up. I love this sketch, but yeah, I can't show that one. And then we have Donatello because we love him. We've got Joel, and I used the sticky note technique to like sketch on top of my drawing of a chair, so that way I didn't have to like erase anything. And then I have Joel again. I feel like this time I really nailed her down. Her hair is so pretty. I love her. And we've got, I think this is Esme, Grayson. Oh yeah, here I properly designed Rook. So if you remember back when I drew Rook and Ari together, this is what he actually looks like. And then I have my character that I love so much, Reagan. Him and his brother Dean have a history together. Dean wants to kill Reagan. So I like how this sketch turned out, and I really like how their faces turned out down here. This is Samira, Kieran, and Esme, and a little doodle of Falcon, which I love how irritated she looks right there, actually. She's so silly. And Joel. I like this sketch a lot, but I was too afraid to draw her face, so I just straight up didn't. And then we've got Elizabeth and Esme talking to each other. Ari. I like this drawing. It was like several people offering to light her cigarette for her as she's just like chilling right there. It's so cute. And And then I've got Kieran down here, and I'm just going to like don't pay too much attention to it. He's fine in the end, so it's okay. Auburn! Do you see this? Do you see how he stood? He's so stand straight here. Just ignore Kieran. But Auburn, he's so slay. We've got Kaya, Kieran, and Esme sparring, which is very fun. I love how this pose turned out. I actually really like how this one turned out too, because I think it like shows their height difference nicely. And then I have one of Samira's bodyguards, Santiana. She's very pretty. I need to like fully flesh out her design. We've got some more Kieran. Oh, cutie patootie. And then Xylus. I must have been in a Esme kick. Cause I always do that. I just made her, yeah. So, lots of Esme. I have Yolanda again. Love Yolanda, oh my god. Here I was very inspired by like Pinterest. You know, if I'm gonna say I'm inspired by anything, it's like only going to be Pinterest. I only ever like go off of Pinterest for like anything. I have Miss Kaya and Kage, then some Auburn. I have Joel and Esme swapping outfits, which made Esme really uncomfortable, but it was still like really cute to draw. If you need a drawing idea, swap 2 of your characters' outfits. It's so cute. And then Esme wearing what makes her comfortable after that interaction. So cute. Yo, that looks sick. I like that. I drew some Auburn. I don't know who that is, but I know this is Kieran. We've got Jackson again. Riser and Silas. On this page, I remember. We've got Kaya too. Anyway, on this page, I remember I was trying to figure out, like, Silas's body type. Because he has such a stature that I just don't ever draw. So therefore, I don't really understand it. I usually draw, like, really, like, lean, skinny people. So like drawing someone just made purely of like muscle was a little bit out of my league, I guess. So this teeny tiny lineup shows a few of mine and my fiance's characters. We've got G, Sebastian, Auburn, Riser, and Xylus, and they're so cool. Xylus in this teeny tiny sketch looks more like Xylus than he's ever looked in like any of my drawings. So that's cool. Yeah, he's not wearing pants there. I can't quite show that. I was in my poem era here. Oh, and I drew Kaya in like a weird shirt. I don't think she'd ever wear that, but it's fine. I wrote this poem about smoking, and then I have a little perfect drawing of Riser. He looks so much like himself down there. I love it. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Yolandas on this page. Do we see her slaying in this blazer? Are you kidding me? That's so cool. Anyway, on this page in particular, I was trying to like push my style a little bit, which I don't think I did. I think I still stayed very much in my comfort zone, but I was trying to like really focus on like sharpness and softness when drawing specifically Kaya and Kage. I don't have a lot to say about these. I have Casey and Grayson being cutie patooties. And Kage and Auburn having a cute little pose. Oh, I also practiced the shapes of the Ninja Turtle faces before like dropping them off the face of the planet again, because I don't know, I'm way more focused on my story rather than like someone else's right now. So another Yolanda. I was trying to, on this page, I wanted to go for more ambitious artworks. So I tried to teach myself different compositional things to do and then never use. And then I doodled some of my characters, and then I went back to pen because I love pen when I'm in an art block. I don't know. But this face is so satisfying. What a satisfying little face right there. Reich! Well, his name is Malik now. He's been recycled into Nobody's Tomorrow, but his name used to be Reich. Oh, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Yolandas. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So, I was trying to figure out a new outfit for her again. I kind of like it, but also it just doesn't match her vibe. I don't know. This one is the closest, I guess, but... Oh, for mine and my fiance's 5-year anniversary, we went to the local fair that just so happened to be around our anniversary time, which was crazy. we went on a few rides, and one of them was a swinging ship, which was the worst mistake of, I feel like, my entire life. I was screaming bloody murder, and when we got off the thing, I was like, my whole body was like shaking, and we had to sit down for like 10 minutes afterward before moving on to the other stuff. But it was fun. Everything else was really, really fun. My favorite ride was a seated, like, spinning seat thing, but it was like really nice and slow and close to the ground. So, and then I drew Esme in a couple more like outfits she loves to wear, and then more Malik. I think this was supposed to be Santiana, but I don't like how that turned out, so I rebuke it. Just kidding. And then I drew 2 successful Yolandas, so I'm gonna count those. A relatively boring page, if I do say so myself, but I did draw some more at work. I drew Auburn. I drew Jackson and Felix having a little bit of an issue. A couple more Yolandas. I drew just a customer looking at some, like, merchandise on the shelves. Another bearded guy. And then here, I just started watching The Amazing Digital Circus, so I tried to draw them all from memory, which I think I did a really good job with Kinger, but that's about it. I feel like everyone's recognizable, but that's because, like, who else are they supposed to be, you know? Guys, it's my planning page for Nobody's Tomorrow. Oh, I forgot about this. This is Eva. She's the main character of Nobody's Tomorrow, and, like, I feel like I could just take this page and make an entire video of it, but basically, her human life sucks. Her name's Brianna, originally, and the show that she loves, somehow after she expresses that she wants to be part of it, pulls her into it. Don't know how it quite works yet, but the show pulls her in, and now she's living the life of, well, a main character. She feels great, except for the fact that she kind of feels homesick. And she kind of wants to go back home, because there's still things that she kind of enjoyed in her real life. So she kind of goes through this, like, big struggle of not wanting to escape anymore, not wanting to escape her real reality anymore, but now she's, like, slowly forgetting it, and the longer she's part of the show, the more she forgets, like, who she was, and it really bothers her. So yeah, that's, like, the shortest possible explanation that I could possibly give for it, but I am writing a book for it now. I've finally started it, so there will be updates. This is more drawings. This is when I officially moved Malik from one universe to another, and then a lot of brainstorming for Eva and her design. She ends up not quite looking like this, but it's still, like, really fun the way, I don't know, I like the shape language. I really like this outfit, but I kind of have a hard time with, like, things that I feel wouldn't be super realistic for trying to fight people with. Ooh, I love this page. Anyway, I've got Auburn, Xylus, and his wife. This is such a good drawing, and it, like, really shows, like, how huge of a guy this is. He's ginormous. Alrighty, and then this page, these were a couple of Pinterest things I saw, and also Kage and Auburn doing little kids. They're so pretty, they're so cute. But I loved drawing these so much. I used acrylic pens and highlighters for these, and I feel like it just turned out so nice, especially this one. This one, like, really portrays, like, building at nighttime, if I do say so myself. And this one was really difficult, but I still feel like it was really fun. I have, like, 8 acrylic markers, so I didn't have a lot of, like, color to work with. And I remember my fingertips were, like, all black and blue from, like, all the smudging I was doing with my fingers, but I still feel like it reads fairly well, except I don't think this reads as a light source, at all, but it's fine. Then we introduce a new character to the mix. This is Taryn and Auburn. And then a different new character that does not have a name, but he is being evil to Kage because, I love people being evil to Kage. I don't know. It's just kind of her nature. And then I drew Caramel Apple around Halloween-y time. Well, a month before Halloween, but still. It's so cute. I feel like I really like how that one turned out. I was starting to experiment with like actually like drawing stuff. So we've got Taryn again, Kaya, Joel. I transferred all of these to digital, including this one over here of Auburn. Then we've got Jade sitting with her cane. She's so graceful. She's so pretty. Let's see, this interesting drawing of Grayson and Casey. I'm not sure if I like it too much. And we've got Casey up here again. I like her sword a lot. And the bottom of her boots eat so freaking hard. I feel like I did a really good job there. And then Yolanda's. 3 Yolandas. And then I kind of like brainstorm about Yolanda a little bit here with Esme and try to draw Esme's office, which leads into like trying to figure out other like story beat stuff, but you know, I'm not gonna go into it too much. I did draw Yolanda there, so I will add another Yolanda line. Yolanda. Some digital circus sketches, because I was having some struggles on this page. I thought my art was ugly on this day, but after I drew these, I feel like I like really popped off. Like, I have Esme in crutches and her leg thing broken. That's so fun. It's so quirky. Anyway, more. I've got more Yolanda, more Esme, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Yolandas on this page. And then we introduce another new character. This is Yuvin. He works with Esme for a while there. This picture isn't canon, and I've used this picture on Pinterest as a reference before, but I don't know. I like how it makes me draw hands, and like it always ends up so pretty. Anyway. More Yuvin and Esme. I think you're understanding their dynamic a little bit. They used to be childhood best friends, so that adds some like interesting context. And then we have 3 more Yolandas. Let's see. Cain. I love Cain so much. He's so cool. I don't know who he's beating up right here, but underneath that I have my fiance's little like Sona for his YouTube channel. And then a birthday gift to my dad. 1 year, while I was still living at home, I asked my dad what he wanted for Father's Day, and he was like, I want a dragon eating a cow. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm gonna try. I feel like the first one I did was on paper, and that's why I don't have it anymore. But the second one I did was digital, and I feel like it holds up. It's like cool, but you know, I forgot to give it to him on Father's Day this year, so I ended up doing it digitally and just sending him a picture of like my digital art. I'll put it up on the screen real quick, like so you can compare with the sketch. But this was like stupid fun to do, and I loved adding all the details to it. Yeah, and then underneath that I have a thumbnail idea that I did not end up going for my Casey and Grayson video. That's a really cute sketch. It's Mela! I haven't drawn Mela in forever. I feel like I forgot her glasses, but then I have some flowers, I have my character Jackson, and then I have the planning for the Halloween video. I have a speed paint up of this. It's fun. You should watch it. I won't be too self-deprecating here. And then I have outfit planning for Yuvin, and then more Yuvin and Esme being kind of like friendly with each other, which was really, really nice. I like that expression so much. I think I drew that while we were getting my fiance's oil changed, so that was fun. Then I have more Halloween planning video idea things. I didn't go with like any of these, but they're cute ideas. I have Falcon dressed up as a vampire because it's the most low effort thing she could possibly go for. Joel being a fairy, Casey being an entire skeleton, and then a new character. Well, not new, he's been a character for a while, but I don't draw him very often. He's my sweet baby boy, Ash, exclaiming trick or treat. He's dressed up as a bat here, but then I have a really horrible doodle of Sabrid. I don't draw him ever, but I had him be a scientist. Sebastian again. And then I drew Yolanda being scary. I've actually tried to draw Yolanda in that pose before. This is not a first. But I wanted to like make add more context of a couple people running away from her. It's cool, but I did not end up going with it. Then I had the idea of Falcon being really menacing to her friends, which I clearly also did not go with. And then Noah, Ozzy, and Slate just going to a Halloween party, which is what I ended up going with. And then I have this page. This page is so cool. So I have Yuvid here. Then I have a couple of like, I drew in pen just a couple ideas of like what I could possibly do, which I have Kage hiding from an evil menacing shadow, which I feel like is really cool, and I should explore that anyway. Some like creepy-ish like scribbles of people like and eyes being in shadows. And then I have the idea that I ended up going with which was Yolanda like puppeteering several million people, 10 people. That's still a lot, which I end up changing in the final art, but it's still like cool. I tried to refine the idea a little bit, and I research how the wooden like puppet things work, and I draw this really cool pose of Kage being manipulated by it, like surrounded by her friends who are also being manipulated by it, and I don't know, it's so cool. This was a girly on Pinterest. She's so freaking pretty. I just kind of like doodled on this day. I was trying to like, I'm pretty sure I was trying to refine a new character, which I ended up just going, oh wait, they're already designed. Then I drew a couple of cool scene things from Pinterest again, and Auburn and Noah, and these did not end up being anybody, but I liked the pose, so I drew it. Guys, look, it's Kaito again! Back from the dead from March. These drawings I think I featured in my video, so I'm not gonna go over it too much. However, I freaking love this one. He is so pretty. But then I have a drawing of Kage and a mystery person, and I know who it is, but you can't, sorry. And then we have Ash, my cutie patootie sweet little guy. He's so cute. I love him. And then I printed out my manga page that I made for my Ouran High School Host Club insert video. So I printed it out, and it's so cool. I love it. It was about this time where I invented Club Envy and had a million doodles. So a lot of these are also featured in my video, so I'm not really going to go over them, but they're still super cute. More Club Envy. I do have a lineup sketch of them, but I'm not really like the happiest with how it turned out, so I'm not really gonna deal with it too bad. I also drew Riser, which he looks freaking good. I don't care what anybody says. I've got Cain again. I love Cain. And a really swag drawing of Kaito and Seraph. I love how that looks. I got this pen around this time and like actually finally bravely decided to use it. This is my favorite pen ever. I don't want to use anything else ever again. I feel like it's so good. I drew Odrian and a evil woman who I don't continue, I guess, drawing. On this page I have Vega. I've got a huge drawing of Grayson, which I don't really like, but it's cute. He's holding a little teeny tiny keychain of Casey, which I think is like way sillier than it needs to be. And then here, I was feeling really insecure about not being able to like draw, and my fiance came over and comforted me, so I made a little mini comic strip about that, and it's so cute. It's not the most anatomically correct, but like I feel like it still says exactly what it needs to say, and that's all it needs to be. Yeah, then I planned out a little bit more about Club Envy and tried to plan out like how big their building is. And then I fully designed Evil Woman. I love how she looks. I mean, we're seeing her, right? She's gorgeous. I love my use of this pen too. I really hope that I like use this more often in my art, because it's like, dang, it's so freaking pretty. And oh my god, this is my last page. Oops. Anyway, this is my last page of my sketchbook. Yeah, I finished it off with Odrian and this random woman just kind of being on the same page. And then in every sketchbook I do now, the very last page is my like test page where I'll just like scribble with whatever on it to make it work again. So this was from the page of just like the page where I just drew a whole bunch of landscapes in pen and whatever. So yeah, I've been talking so long that my voice is getting a little raspy, but I can say that we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56 Yolandas in the sketchbook. That's almost a Yolanda per page. There's 60 pages. So that's fun. Yolanda counter is going right into the back of this sketchbook as a permanent reminder of how much I freaking love that woman. That about does it, I guess. Thanks for going through my old sketchbook with me. And again, thank you guys so freaking much for 100 subscribers. This has been like a dream since I was old enough to make YouTube videos. So thank you, like genuinely thank you so much. I want to make a whole bunch of just more videos in general. I want to go live more often. So if you want to go into my sneaky little description and go to Twitch to follow me there, avocado_circles, that would be awesome. And I also have a coffee link. I would love to make this my living, not to be super cringe with it, but if you want to support me, coffee and subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking the video, commenting, it all helps so much. Yeah, bye.